Cool. How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to go over looking for a hook sweep and some attacks when we're using our elbows escape from mount. This is going to be something that transfers to a lot of different positions. I can kind of gain my butterfly hooks when I'm playing a half guard. I can kind of do it as someone's passing me, but we're going to look at from mount here. So just to start, I'm going to have Matt mount me here. Now, Coach Kane kind of went over, there's two main postures that I look for when I'm mounted, right? I'm going to have kind of a flat elbow here, maybe it was here. Elbows in, I keep my elbows attached to my side. I keep my frames engaged, right? I'm not letting Matt kind of sink up and shrug my shoulders. This keeps him here, all right? My feet are out, posted, so that way it's a little more difficult for Matt to start digging under my feet, or my legs rather. And because my elbows are connected to my mat, or Matt elbows are connected to my body, it limits his ability to armbar me, it limits his ability to start looking for shoulder locks, and it gives him really just kind of starting to attack my neck, right? Which here, we're immediately looking for our good UPA escape, right? Now, if he stays low and he starts climbing, it's a little bit more difficult. It's not impossible to UPA him, but it does become more difficult to be flat on my back. So I'm going to use my bridge pressure a little bit, boom, create some space, and I'm going to look to get to my side, all right? Posture here, my frames either always go in the elbows or the knees. My top frame is going to go in this top elbow or top hip. My other elbow is staying attached to my body, attached to the mat, attached to this knee, all right? Foot position, my hip side knee is gonna be nice and tight to my butt with my knee attached to Matt's butt, so that way if he goes to sit back, it's kind of a little bit of a physical barrier there. My foot isn't gonna be posted here because there's a lot of space where they can hook. Ideally, I'd like to get toes in the mat, knees in the mat. So now Matt starts trying to dig through. It's a lot more difficult, right? Where we run into problems from this elbows escape is I start pushing here. And the moment I start pushing against Matt, it's really easy for him to start plucking, taking this space out, moving from here, all right? So instead, I keep everything in. My chin stays tight to my shoulder, right? I kind of minimize the ability to cross face me with my head down, right? And I wait for Matt to start coming up top, right? There's gonna be a moment where as he's crawling, go, that knee gets nice and light. And I can slide this knee all the way to my chest. From here, I can trap, and I'm gonna look for an underhook on the side that I'm escaping. So I never wanna turn into Matt. This is just gonna get me flattened out and in trouble. So this looks for an underhook. This one immediately blocks the crossface. Because if I don't mind that, he's gonna crossface me, put me flat on my back, or even worse, if I'm in a fight, he's gonna punch me, right? So this manages both of this, all right? Where we start getting into problems is Matt's putting his weight on me, and I've just got an underhook here, and I'm trying to roll, all right? If my shrimping pressure isn't working to get to my side, I need something to create space for my hips, so that's where my bridge comes in. As I bridge, my palm turns away, and I'm gonna shrug my shoulder up. It may take 1, 2, but now I've got a good frame to where if Matt starts trying to flatten me out, I've got my good shoulder structure, right? If you watched our side control video, this is pretty much the same position that I was in before. Now, I can take my outside foot over to hook, I can bridge, start to take the back, wrestle, or I'm in a good spot now to where my knee comes through, and I start looking for my rear guard, okay? Kind of my basics on my elbow escape. Now, we do have options where we can just look to attack from here, all right? So here, sometimes I do have a little bit of difficulty bringing my elbow in if I'm just pushing my frame down. All right, so I can, as Matt's starting to come up, I can bridge a little bit and take the direction of my frame to move some space out the knee. Now there's a little bit more room for me to come out. There's a little more separation between his knee and my hip, right? Sometimes I might just be able to pry. Other times I might need to bridge to bring it in. Now, as soon as I can bring my knee through, I'm going to do so. I bring my knee to my chest, but I'm also going to take my foot and flex it to catch this here. As I attach this knee to my chest, this foot stays flexed. It's going to limit Matt's ability to start pulling his leg back to kind of backstep. This knee to my chest is going to prevent him from mounting. And I'm going to do the same thing. I use this foot to bridge. I start getting to my side. Again, if he's putting his weight on me and I'm flat, I'm still managing the crossface, but I'm going to bridge and shrug to get to my side. All right? So again, I'm using that underhook to keep his weight off of me. Now, once I get this butterfly hook, I want this knee attached to my chest, keeping me as a coiled spring. And I'm going to actually gather up his hip to load on top of me. So this is one of those times where I do use that underhook to pull him in. Right? If I keep this out here as I go to sweep, he's already kind of posting in the direction that I want him to go. So I can grab hip, I can grab fabric, I can feed a lapel, I can grab belt, whatever you have to you. Now I close that elbow to mat. From here, posture's broken, I need to take a post away. So this is Matt's post. If I try to send him out here, he's gonna move. So I gather this. Instead of pulling over the top where his frame is strong, I'm gonna come under and gather in. Now, we're not gonna kick up. The angle of my direction means I want to send Matt here, when in fact, I want Matt right on the mat next to me. So as I come in, I'm looking over my shoulder, I'm going to bridge, and now, maybe I can get a good kick and knock him over. But if he's got good active posts, that's going to be tough. So I hop, I hop, I hop, and I create an angle where now I've got my sweep finished, okay? The whole time, I keep him loaded up here, right? I'm not just going to kick and send him over. I bridge, hop, 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 and I create that space for him to fall into. Now, when we get here, sometimes I might have some difficulty grabbing this arm, right? If I can't get the post, I'm never going to sweep him. So, with this arm that's hanging out here, I'm taking my head and neck, and I'm just going to pinch it like I'm holding the phone. Now, I bring the arm over the top, and I'm not going to kick him away. I'm just going to extend my knee away from my hip so I can get this wrist trapped my neck. This elbow finds his elbow, and my bottom leg is going to go track his hip. If I leave it here, he can start walking around me, passing me. However, if I'm trapped here, now as Matt starts to move, I've got some structure keeping him here. From here, we're just going to find the elbow joint, go 2-on-1, and I look over my shoulder. Now, elbows in, and I extend my hip, pulling that elbow into the hole I created. If I want a little bit more finishing power, I can take this top knee and bring it right over the elbow. Now I just use a little bit of internal knee rotation, and I've got a lot stronger lever to finish that arm bar with rather than just pulling. Okay? So we're here. Elbows escape. Again, he's driving into me. I let him make that knee light. I catch, I come to the side. Once I get to my side, I gather in tight. If I can gather this hand in, hop, hop, hop. I finish my sweep. If he's reaching out far where I can't gather, again, it's not kicking this leg out. I'm pushing my knee away from that hip. This foot tracks the hip. I get a good bite. Now I'm looking over that shoulder to make a hole. Elbows come in. knee comes in. There may be some spots where as I start attacking this, Matt starts to grab. Perfect. We come right back to our butterfly sweep from there. So we've got 2 attacks that we can move off the same movement. Cool. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope that kind of clarified some things up for you. Thanks.